Well, welcome back to another post-race conversation as we are done here from the streets of Toronto. What an incredible event we were just at. Me, Steven Stumpf, Wyatt Watson from Frontstretch.com here once again. It's our first time here in Toronto. How was the experience?
I mean, it's great. Toronto is a great city. You know, I've enjoyed all my time here, but we also got treated to a fantastic weekend of racing as well.
Absolutely. Great finishes for a lot of guys. Pato O'Ward gets his second win here at the 2025 season here at the streets of Toronto. And we had some great podium finishers with Rinus VeeKay second and Kyffin Simpson getting his first ever IndyCar podium in third. Tell us all about it, Stephen.
Great runs. It was actually kind of strategy that helped put them up there. They started 9th and 13th respectively. The green tires, the green soft tires, they were like poison. Everyone wanted to be on them for like just a couple laps and get rid of them. Those two were able to stretch it and use the green tires for about 15 or 16 laps at the start of the race. And what that did is it gave them enough of a window to where they could make it on 2 stops, while everyone else had to make 3 stops, and that basically gave them the track position. VeeKay had a chance to win, just got overcut by Pato O'Ward in the final pit stop, but VeeKay came in home second. It's his best finish since 2021, and as you said, Kyffin Simpson, first ever podium in IndyCar, and he now has 4 top 10s in a row on road and street courses.
Not the first time Pato O'Ward bested Rinus VeeKay out of the pits for a race win. Back in Barber a couple of years ago, he did the same thing. And honestly, though, for that team, Dale Coyne, what a result for that team that really needed it. First podium they've had since
2023,
and Gateway, I believe. So that was an absolutely fantastic race for that team. Andretti right behind them, 4th, 5th, and 6th. You had Colton Herta from the pole going down. Not quite there. I'm sure he wasn't happy after the race, but Marcus Ericsson was happy with his first official top 5 this season. And then, of course, Kyle Kirkwood started 6th, finished 6th. Very crazy race for him. Check out that video with him and I on the Frontstretch Open Wheel channel. But the biggest story, I think, was Team Penske. Like, what could have been for them again with Will Power, really. I mean, I talked to him after the race as well. I mean, he's fighting for a job right now, in all honesty. And he could have been fighting for this win today, too, if it had not been for contact between him and Pato O'Ward that also ended up in an under investigation moment with IndyCar race control, but deemed it okay contact, which it's really 50-50 when it comes down to that. And then you had the other two Penske's, of course, Scott McLaughlin only making 2 laps as well, and Joseph Newgarden with another DNF. That's 5 and 8 for him, courtesy of Steven Stumpf. A sizzling stat there, ain't it?
Yeah, Penske's still winless. It's been a very, very rough season for them. Scott McLaughlin is in particular has now had 2 straight races where he crashed on lap 2. I mean, he's called it, the toughest year of his life so far, one of the toughest of his racing career. And the Newgarden, man, I don't know what he just cannot catch a break. 5 DNFs in the last 8 races. And obviously it's just been a nightmare of a season for them, and just a nightmare for Penske as a whole. But as Scotty Mack said, though, this is the type of year that's going to make them stronger in the long run. But I bet most of that team is wishing, it could be 2026 already.
Last thing we'll talk about here is the other 2 from Chip Ganassi. They went bold, and I mean bold with the capital B, freaking 100 text or whatever the big you want to put the text there. I mean, Scott Dixon, Alex Palou staying out and then taking the green tires later on. Got to talk to Palou after the race. Dixon was in a little bit of a rush, but again, Palou pretty much saying that with the points gap he has, and even though Pato O'Ward won, he still has the freedom to go after these race wins, trying to chase 10 and a record for IndyCar.
Yes, he's also he has a 99-point lead now with 4 races to go. So, if Pato won every single race and got max points, Palou would need to finish, I think, fifth each time. But so I mean, it's still not over, but it's still a pretty huge lead for him. And he looked just the part as he had all season. Led the most laps here, 37 of them. At a track that historically hasn't been his best. It's one of the few road and street courses he hasn't won at yet. But just cautions didn't fall their way. The green tire in the middle just, put them too far behind. He made up some ground, but, was only able to finish 12th, which is his worst finish of the season in the races he finished.
Well, we have cars passing us left and right here, and that means we got to get going. The IndyCar season will continue on to Laguna Seca. It's going to be a long trek for those guys. It's been back to back to back for these guys. A lot of them are, especially with Santino Ferrucci, another big story, did not race here. That team is focused on going into that race and doing well in the San Francisco area. I believe Brian Nolan and Danny Peters, I think, will be at that race. Check out the content from there. Check out all the content we got here from Toronto and Canada. Loved it here. Beautiful skyline, beautiful track. I hope we see more of this in the future. From Wyatt Watson, from Steven Stumpf. See you later, guys.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back more for some great racing video content. And if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.